Good morning. I am back today with another digital series video, and today I wanted to talk about my meal plan. So, I did a video early on where I did a physical meal plan on pen and paper that I would take to the grocery store, and I mentioned in that video that I needed to figure out my plan forward just because I wasn't sure that that was going to be ideal for me. And I have since decided that I, in fact, do not like having a physical list. I think in theory it sounds cool, but I just found myself fumbling with my list and my pen and my clipboard and whatever I was trying at the store, and I was getting really frustrated with it and having to juggle that with my reusable bags and my purse and my wallet. Like it was just like too overwhelming, and I was finding that it was making me hate grocery shopping even more, which is saying a lot because I already hate it a lot. So anyway, I decided to revert back to my digital meal plan and just thought that I would give you a quick overview of what I do. So this is my homepage for Milanote. Again, we'll go through this in more detail another time, but I did want to point out down here the three things we'll talk about today. So meal plan, we'll jump into that in a second. Actually, recipes as well. And then I've got these two sections here. So really, these are the same things. I just jot down ideas as I come across them. I did do this physically as well. I had done this on my when I was doing my physical meal plan, but basically just things that I like kind of come across or think about, and I'm like, I want to use that in my meal plan soon. So like fried rice, egg, and edamame. And just so I don't forget about it, I write it down here. And then once I've incorporated it into my meal plan for the week, it goes away. I mean, certainly I can always eat that again, but it's more just the initial time. I don't want to forget about it. So that's how I use that. And then for recipes, I don't really use this much, and I'm going to tell you it's not very organized, but it's essentially just a way to capture like kind of screenshotty type recipes like this or links to things. So you can see I've got various, ideas and inspiration in here, and it's not that easy to organize. I could put these in boards and things like that, but right now it's just kind of a chaotic mess. So sometimes I'll come and peruse in here for ideas, but typically I do use Pinterest or things like that instead. Okay, so going into my meal plan, I do create one of these boards, or I did in the past and I will moving forward, create one for each week. So I might end up naming the meal plan of the week for the food. So something like, let's see, that would be, oh gosh, let's see, what day would that be? December 1, 2, 3, December 12, 4 through 12, 10. Just so that I know the dates in which I'm going to make this meal plan, because sometimes I will create a second meal plan again to kind of get ahead of the game, and I'll have two at once, so it's just easier for me to know like this is the one that I'm currently using. So very simple, but basically what you can see here in my grocery list over here, I've got my options. That's how I create my grocery list, and then I'll have my daily meals here and then recipes. So I started with the options column, and the reason I have groceries first is because that is the easiest way to pull up this list when I'm in the store. But I started with the options. I wrote down all the options of what I wanted. So I did 2 items per meal, including snack this week. I usually don't write down my snacks because I want to try things that I actually have to buy stuff for. And then I even included dessert because I have some things I want to use up. So these are the items that I will be making this week. And then once I had this vetted, then I went through and added all my groceries based on what I already have in the house, and recipes and things like that of what is needed for all of these options. Over here, I have a section for recipes. I don't really need that many this week. I'm just doing kind of stuff that I can either have done before um, or can kind of just figure out on my own throughout a recipe. There is one recipe I needed, so I put that here. That's going to be for my tortellini pepperoni pizza bowl, so I can reference this as needed. And then if I were to decide I need a recipe for something else, I can just add that here as well. So I'm just going to clean this up because, like I said, I typically only do 2 types of meals per meal. Okay, so yeah, came up with my list of options, put down my list of groceries, saved any links as needed. And then here's where I will plot out what I'm going to be eating each day. So this is one so that I can make sure I'm not eating any one thing too many times. So like if in my mind I thought I was going to be eating my tortellini pepperoni pizza bowl 5 times, then I need to make sure that I'm having enough groceries to make 5 servings of that meal. And 2, just so that it's easier for me to look at my plan each day and know what I'm eating. So I typically will calculate my macros the night before. So like, for example, yesterday I went through and calculated all of my macros for what I planned to eat today. And so I used my plotted list to know what I had planned to eat for today. That was in a physical version, so I didn't have that in digital yet, but same idea. So I just plotted out a couple days here, and I just used like abbreviations because I didn't want to write the whole thing out. But basically, like Friday, I'm gonna do my Greek yogurt bowl, English muffin, buffalo tofu salad, and then soup. And then Saturday will be ninja creamy, pizza. That means this tortellini pizza bowl, and then this barbecue chicken coleslaw wrap. And then I kind of just did the same thing for the next 2 days. I didn't put in their snacks because typically with snacks, I just decide like spur of the moment what I feel like. And then dessert, I'll probably have every day or a couple days, so it doesn't need to be on each specific daily meal. And then I'll fill out the rest of the week when I get there, just based on what I have left and what I'm feeling like. Like, for example, if I was getting really sick of this English muffin lunch, then I might eliminate that and either use something that I have from the pantry or figure out something else. So yeah, there you have it. This is pretty self-explanatory. I don't add any colors or fluff or anything like that. I will go through typically and like mark off what I've eaten, just so that I know. And then obviously I'll mark off when I get these things at the grocery store, just so I know that I purchased it and I got everything I needed. But yeah, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. This is much easier for me. The other thing I noticed with my physical meal plan was that sometimes I would leave the house without my grocery list, which was really annoying, but I never leave my house without my phone, so I'll always have my grocery list available in this format. And yeah, it's just better for me. I think I've actually noticed with a lot of the cash stuffing, budgeting type stuff that is more like physical, it's a learning curve for me. Like, it's a lot more challenging for me to buy stuff at the store with my like bigger wallet that allows the cash stuffing. And like, I don't know, again, I just feel like I'm fumbling with it, and it takes me longer to get things done, which is kind of annoying. So I think I'm just gonna have to like lean in and get over that. But I tend to, just prefer more digital formats. That's what I've been doing for a long time, and that works for me, and that's okay. So I might just continue using like a mixture to make my life easier. So yeah, that is that. I hope you got some tidbits in here of things that you might be able to incorporate into your meal plan. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.